Hi, welcome back. C source code files are text files, and so you'll need a text editor. Now, on Windows, you can use Notepad or TextEdit or something like that. Really, though, you want something that has some at least minimal syntax highlighting for your text files that you're going to program in C. So what I'm going to use is a program called Brackets. This is a text editor, and it was designed for the web, but it also understands C as far as syntax highlighting. So I'm going to use Brackets. It is available for Windows and Mac OS X, and I believe for Linux as well. You can find it here at brackets.io. So what we're going to do is I have an empty C, actually I have no program here. I have a Unit 1 folder created, and I'm going to create a new program in Brackets. So File, New. This gives us an untitled program. Now I can save it, and I should save it immediately with a name. So I'm just going to say File, Save, or Save As. And in Unit Run, I'm going to create a file called Hello. Now I'm going to give it a C extension. This is usual for a C program. So hello.c, and now we'll save the file, and we have nothing at all, but we have a formatted C program that we can edit here in Brackets. So the first thing I'm going to do, and this, if you've never programmed in C or any other C-like language, this will look a little weird, but I'm going to type include bracket stdio.h bracket. Now that says include something out of the standard IO library. Now what I want to do is create a minimalist C program, a hello world program. So the next thing I'm going to do, and again, don't worry about all of this, what I'm going to type, just kind of let it flow, and we'll talk about all of these things that I'm about to type in here a little bit later. So the first thing is int main int argc argc car star argv argv, and then square braces, and there we go, and then that. So this is a main function declaration. So then I'm going to tell it to print something. So printf, and again, don't worry about why it has an F at the end. Very shortly, we'll learn why. So now I'm just going to print out hello world, like that. Very typical first program, and then I'm going to close the curly braces. So let's talk a little bit about what's going on here. First of all, this printf hello world, if you've worked with any other programming languages before, you might recognize this as being something called a function call. Printf is a function, and we're telling it what to print as a string. So the string here is hello world, and it's encased in double quotes. And then the argument to the function is encased in a pair of parentheses, and then the entire function call, the entire statement, is terminated by a semicolon. And in C, every statement must be terminated by a semicolon. Now, what's going on with the curly braces? The curly braces group a collection of statements that we want to execute as a unit in some way. So this is a function declaration. This function is called main, and it is the entry point of any C program. And in this case, main is returning an integer, and it has two parameters, an integer parameter called argc, and a character parameter of some kind here. This is actually a pointer to a character, and it is called argv. And then there's these strange square brackets here that we'll talk about in a little bit. But it has two parameters called argc and argv. And so when main executes, it will return an integer. And if it executes, by the way, if it executes successfully, it will return a 0 to the operating system. So this program should go into main and call the printf function, printing out hello world. So let's see if that's the case. Now, to compile the program, I need to go into the Unit 1 folder, and I'm going to do that now. And here I am at the command line. So let's just cd, sorry about that, Unit 1, and here I am. And now I can very simply compile with the GNU C compiler. I can simply compile our hello program. So let's make sure it's there. So ls, and here we have hello.c. I have a CM project file here, but ignore that. Hello.c. And now I'm just going to compile and link the program in one step by typing make hello. Now, I'm not going to type the extension, the .c. What we are making is an executable program called hello. So let's do that, and it does that. Now, it says undefined symbols for architecture, x86 64-bit, main referenced from, main executable, symbols not found. So let's look at this program because we did get an error. Let's look at it again. Alright, so normally in C, white space like this is ignored, but this is an exception. The parameter list for a function name needs to not have a space before it. So just as we have printf here, if we did this, that would be an error. So here we have main with no space between the end of main and the beginning of the parameter list. I really don't know why I typed it that way, but we're going to resave it and rerun it, or rerun the make on that, the make utility, and we get the prompt right back. And now we can just, on a Unix system like Mac OS X or Linux or something like that, we can resolve to the current working directory or this folder and type hello and run the program. And it says hello world here and gives us our prompt back. So we really need to include carriage return after this hello world because we don't want this prompt to be coming up on the same line as our running program. So now let's put a new line at the end of this. Put a backslash and an N. This is the new line character in a printf statement. So let's go ahead and save that and see if we got properly formatted output. So since we've saved it, we need to compile and link it again. So we're going to make hello again, and now we can run /hello. And there we go, hello world, new line, and now the prompt again.